Hey folks, it's Pastor Jordan here bringing you this week's sermon preview as we celebrate the first communion Sunday of the year on this coming Sunday, January 3rd. We'll be gathering as we have been both for indoor in-person worship with all of the necessary protocols in place, and also we'll be broadcasting live here on this YouTube channel for anyone who would like to join us in that way. So you can join with us both ways on Sunday morning as we've been doing recently. We look forward to worshiping together however that may be. If you are gathering for worship at home, it is a communion Sunday, so you've got a little time between now and then to gather up some communion elements for you and your family and whoever might be celebrating with you. We'll deputize someone in your family to be able to serve communion to them. And if you're gathering with us here, you can either bring your own communion elements if you're more comfortable doing that, or we'll have those little prepackaged single-serving communion cups available for you here to celebrate communion with us at church. So we will be able to celebrate communion as a community on Sunday, even if it's yet again in a little bit of a different way. I'm hopeful that you all had a blessed Christmas season and are enjoying a little bit of maybe time off or a little break from your normal schedule in this hectic and busy and crazy year. And I'm hopeful that you're looking forward to a new year full of new possibilities. We here at church are considering what this year will look like. Consistory meets on Sunday. We'll be discussing a few things, looking ahead at the budget for the year. We'll be looking at how we'll be filling in Art's position that he has now concluded. So many of you know Pastor Art has finished his time with us in ministry. He's still going to be a part of our community, but he's finished his time in an official capacity as our Director of Congregational Care. So Consistory is working on where we're going next with that, along with our budget for this coming year. And so there will be more news coming on those fronts in the next couple of days. We'll be meeting on Sunday to discuss those matters, and we'll bring that to you as soon as we have something to report. Also, we'll be letting you know about our annual meeting, which is normally held in January. We're trying to figure out what the best way to do that is as well. So that's another topic that we'll be covering on Sunday. So you can check all those things out as they come to you. We'll get them to you as soon as we have something to share with you. So we wanted to try to get through Christmas and some of that stuff, and now we're going to work on those next issues. So that's where we're at. As far as this Sunday, we celebrate the story of the boy Jesus in the temple, and it talks about him meeting with some of the priests and the elders, and it talks about how he interacts with them. Now, the interesting part of this story is that he kind of snuck away from the traveling party that his family they were headed back to Egypt, and he snuck away and stayed behind to hang out at the temple with those folks. And, I couldn't help but think that it kind of sounded a little bit like the plot of the movie Home Alone, right? This whole family's getting ready to travel. It's a big family, big group of people, and they take off, and then they leave the one little boy child alone. And in this case, there's no robbers trying to get into the house, no bandits trying to steal all the goods, but there's some other sort of mischief maybe that Jesus is getting into, where he goes at the age of 12, which is a year early for this sort of thing, to discuss some of these matters with the priests and the elders, and we're going to listen to that story, and we're going to consider what it is that Jesus is doing. If you've gotten the email with the bulletin in it, you'll see the sermon title is called Listen and Ask. And that's the interesting part here of what Jesus does, is that he listens and he asks questions. He listens to their teachings. He asks them questions. He's not debating them. He's not teaching them. He's not, proselytizing or breaking down the scriptures or prophesying. He's listening and asking. And so we'll consider what that means for this early part of Jesus' life to be filled with this moment of listening and asking. And as we approach this new calendar year with many hopes in it, aren't there? We have many hopes for a fresh start, even though things don't magically change when the calendar flips to 2021. It's a symbolic movement away from a year full of turmoil. And so we'll consider how we, as disciples of Jesus Christ, as a community centered around the good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ, how we are called, like Jesus, to listen and to ask. What do we need to listen for? What are the questions we need to ask about our role in the coming kingdom? So that's what we'll be looking at on Sunday, and I invite you to join us for that worship service. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, here in person, following all the protocols. You can find that in the email, or you can join us right here on this YouTube channel. We look forward to having you in whichever way you're able to join us. And remember, it's Communion Sunday, so have some communion elements prepared if you're worshiping with us from home. I wish you all a very blessed, happy New Year. I hope your New Year's celebrations are joyous and a blessing to you in a difficult season of life. And I look forward to worshiping with you in the new year. God bless.